Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and Clint Westwood is waiting in the wings. We're all so excited to see you guys. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Give us a like, share this video, and we'll be right back with my buddy Clint Westwood here on the new normal. Happy Friday. Hey, Westwood. Happy Friday. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Oh, you sound a little like exhausted. That wasn't a very energy filled.
The heat just hit
cheers.
Me. It just got me. I'm out here in the shed and I have no air conditioning on. I'm like, ooh,
I think the heat's getting everybody, I guess. I saw a bizarro. We were just talking about like going through all the information overload on Twitter.
Might have to go out and take a shower or something.
Hey, you've got that covered.
That's right.
Mitchie built you the perfect place to do that.
We've got that. All right. Sorry.
This was they created their own rain. Was that in? Did you see that?
Was it Dubai? It was in the Middle East somewhere. No, wait.
Yeah, in the Middle East somewhere. I should go back through my Twitter, but it'll take me half an hour.
It might have been Dubai. Everything's happening in Dubai. You know, all the skyscrapers and all that good stuff. All that money.
It's kind of bizarre. Yeah, they were. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. I saw it.
Check the chat. I got a mess over here. I don't even know what I'm doing.
We'll catch up. We'll get in the groove here. We were so excited to see everybody in the chat that we went ahead and started early.
Yep. We just fired it off. So we're not going to get into anything too juicy yet. We'll let everybody kind of roll in.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we just wanted to, hey, we're here. Why not? Let's do this.
Give everybody a chance to go share the video, like it, share it.
Heck yeah, retweet it.
Get the word out there.
If you're on Twitter. Hey, did you see Twitter? It's got like thumbs up and thumbs down now. If you update, I updated my Twitter and I've got a thumbs up and a thumbs down instead of a heart.
No.
Yeah.
I just pulled it up on a new browser. There's no such thing.
Okay.
They leave me out of everything though.
Okay, that's true. Like fake.
I was on the phone with AT&T today for almost 2 hours, and the kid, I busted out laughing because he goes, okay, well, we have determined there is a problem here. And I just lost it. I started laughing hysterically. I was like, well, I said, you're Posey, you're absolutely correct. There's a problem here. You. My mother cannot call me. And he's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So after 2 hours of taking SIM cards out and
there's some kind of block on
turning my phone off and on, and they're doing this and that. Yes, they determined there's a problem.
It's a piece of crap.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So he's now there's someone else is supposed to call me sometime today. He said in a few hours, and that was at 12:30 today.
We'll get back to you. The servers were probably down. They couldn't log in. You know, it's probably something like that.
They may not be able to call me either. I don't know.
Hey, how ironic, huh? AT&T, American Telephone and Telegraph. Isn't that what it is? Or Telegraph and Telephone?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
I haven't. You were right. It's Dubai.
Bam! What a guess. See, it's just osmosis. You know, all this stuff flows through, and I'm like, pick one of these things floating by Dubai. That's it.
They created their own rain to battle the heat using zapper drones. It was 50 degrees Celsius, so I'm not sure how hot that is.
Do we have any meteorologists out there to help us out?
Fahrenheit.
I think that's pretty hot.
It must be pretty hot because Jean-Claude was saying how hot it was in his car that his phone was like melting, overheating at like 38 degrees Celsius. And he was saying he thought that was about 100. So I can't even imagine how hot.
Oh, holy cow. Do we have any Canadians in the audience? You know, they could help us out with the Celsius.
Sometimes.
Thing, you know, on the Royal Celsius system or something, whatever that is. Speaking of that, okay, you know, a few weeks ago, my daughter was at state for pole vault. So all year they go by inches, you know, it's like, okay, it's 11 feet, 3 inches, you know, so we get that as Americans, right? We know, you know, move it and adjust it. You go to state, still in the US, as far as I know, still in, you know, America, and they do it by meters. So everybody's sitting there with their phones. It's like they put it up on the board and they're like, okay, that equals, okay, yeah, that's that. No, and I'm just like, because it's at the college level. So I guess the thing is, there's probably something to do with some organization, at the college level, because they're probably tied into the Bilderberg Group and the Council of Foreign Relations or something,
Yeah.
one worldish, that these colleges in the United States have to be on the metric system for some dumb reason. I don't know what it is. None of us understand
Maybe
it.
to prepare for the Olympics, or
That nobody's watching and they're out waving to everybody. Nobody's there. Hey, welcome to the Olympics. And everybody's waving and
the outfits this year.
I
Oh
can't.
my Lord. I mean, I'm trying not to watch too much, but when I'm scrolling on Twitter or whatever,
it
like
pops up. You can't help it.
I think it was Nike designed somebody's outfits and they've tried to make them transgender or whatever. So like these dudes are wearing like these one shoulder with a cutout. It's very bizarro. I don't know. So
why is it coming from the male by birth, going into female, by choice, that they're the ones that always compete, and get in and try and,
I haven't seen
you don't
other
see females that become males going out trying to compete against males. So what's the deal with that? I mean, it sounds like that sounds like cheating to me.
There were like back when I was back in the caveman days, since I'm 62 or whatever, I can't remember.
He's
how
62,
old
best looking 62-year-old I've ever seen. Gonna be 63 in October. Come to the birthday party.
It'll be a great time. We haven't decided where it's going to be yet, but it'll be great.
It'll be somewhere in the U.S.
There were girls that wanted to play. That was kind of a new thing. Girls would want to play football, and girls were wanting to
which is
wrestle,
fine.
But they were not changing their gender or
no,
wanting
they're competing against guys.
They were just saying, I'm competing as I am, and I'm coming to the table wanting equal treatment. Okay. And I'm cool with that.
I'm fine with that, because I see that in football. Once in a while you'll see it. I mean, especially in before they get to high school in the junior football leagues, girls will go out and compete. And, they're knocking boys around. And then I mean, guys. Well, they used to be. I don't know anymore. They used to be stronger than women in certain things and have better, qualities that they could do. Men are stronger. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, in general. But I mean, anymore, I don't know, because I've seen some of the guys walking around. But you've got
soy.
I don't know, it could be. It's something. I don't know. Shot up with something.
Avocado toast.
I don't know. Avocados aren't bad. They're high in fat, So, but it's the thing is, you look at when you get to a certain point in high school level, the guys, they start maturing, physically, and it's hard to compete against them. But you see it once in a while. There's a girl in the football team that'll compete, and a girl wrestler, and that's cool. I'm all for that. If they want to do that, and then people will say, well, we need girl wrestling then. It's like, but nobody's going to go out for it except a couple of them, so you can't sustain it. And see, that's the thing. Nothing's equal. I mean, honestly, when you look at it, because you can't fund every single frickin' thing just because one person wants to do it. I mean, otherwise you're going to have, hey, we all pay taxes for this stuff to make it work. I mean, how much do you want to pay? That's really what it comes down to. At some point, capitalism does kind of work itself in there to where, you can only afford certain things. And you know what? If you want to play football or wrestle, then you're going to have to do it with the boys. I mean, you want to be a cheerleader, there's guy cheerleaders, then, they're all girls, and then they go out and they got to do the same stuff. And,
Well, and the firefighting thing is kind of the same thing. Like when you look at it as we don't change the game, or the standard of, you're talking about somebody's life when you're talking about becoming a firefighter.
Yeah, you got to be able to lift somebody, and some girls can do it. They're
you have
strong,
to be able to pull out a human body and save someone's life.
And go down a ladder
if you
with
can
somebody on your shoulder.
Right. If you can pass the test, you earn the job. Yeah, absolutely. But
that's it.
That's kind of,
and that's exactly what it is. You can either do it or you can't. And this came out today. I just read it. I think it happened already, but the Senate, one of the Senate committees, the Armed Forces Committee. Do you see that? I got it written down. They voted to say, in the latest bill, I don't think it passed though, the general deal, but the Senate Armed Services Committee said that, hey, we need to start having females sign up for selective service so we can draft them too. And I'm thinking, you're going to have every 18-year-old female sign up for selective service so that you can then draft them at some point into the military? I mean, and I don't know. To me, I don't think that's a great idea.
In what
But
capacity? I mean, well,
well,
maybe. I
well,
mean,
in certain
now we
capacities,
have
yes.
cyber,
I know. And
there's
everything, you
it's
can
not
shoot people
as
drones, and
physical.
no, it's
Um,
not. But should be a voluntary military
here's the other
anyway.
thing. So I encouraged all of both my boys, not my daughter. Total honesty here, but I did encourage both of my boys to go into the military. I maybe was a little pushy, to be honest. And my oldest son, I took him to the place, and yes, I'm a mother, so I know I see my children through my eyes, but they actually told my oldest son that he was too heavy to go
Oh,
in. And
really?
I don't see him as an overweight kid. He's like really handsome and
Now, wait a minute. I saw
tall.
Stripes with John Candy. He got in.
He's like 6 foot, maybe 200 pounds or whatever. Like, I didn't think he was overweight. And they told me, so I don't see like a lot of girls getting, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's as easy to get in as,
Well, it might not be. I don't know. I've never done it and never had a desire to, because I don't like to
I don't
follow
know.
orders from people who, don't have your
Oh,
best
he
interests in
doesn't either.
mind.
That's why I thought he should go.
Well, and that's it. Some people, they need that structure, though. I mean, they do. They okay, that's it.
Yeah.
We're done. You're going to get whipped into shape. We're going to break you down and build you up. And I mean, I get that. But I got a problem with the draft anyway. I mean, anybody drafting anybody to do something, you either love your country and you go fight for it, or you don't. To make somebody go do that. And I don't want to get into this, but to make somebody go do that.
I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I've never been in that situation.
Right.
But I think it's an awesome opportunity, and I think a lot of people do really
you can
thrive in
retire
that
after
situation.
20 years. I mean, it is. And then you get education.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn a lot of valuable skills, for life. I'm totally for it.
I think it also gives, especially
if you volunteer
boys,
to do it,
a safe environment to then mature.
Mm-hmm.
Because
they're going to have to.
That's where I think it's a really wonderful thing.
No, I think it is too. But to be drafted into service, especially if you're a female now, I kind of got a problem with that.
Well, you're the dad of two beautiful
girls.
Ladies.
Well, that's it, though. I don't believe in the draft for anybody, though. That's just me.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that bled into that conversation from the whole transgender pole vaulting thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I had not heard that. I was just really excited to see that there's, I've been frustrated with no accountability. And there was an article that the second Dem has been arrested for this, the actual insurrection that happened when the
Well, you mean on election day?
No.
Oh, not that insurrection.
When the BLM, when they went on the floor of the Senate. What's his name? Hank just got arrested today. What's his name? Not our Hankowitz.
Not Hankowitz. No.
But let me see if I can find the
Hank. I don't even know. I can't keep up with it. I'm not
they arrested Joyce. What's her name? The day of that, they all walked on the floor. Here it is.
I don't know.
Democrat Congressman Hank Johnson arrested by Capitol Police. Second representative
Did he really?
to be arrested this month. Yes, they arrested him today.
I knew he was a clown.
So
when I say clown, I mean like 3-letter agency clown.
This was goodness. For taking part of an illegal demonstration this month. Joyce Beatty, she was the one that was arrested last week after leading the demonstrations inside the office building. So
where's her picture at? Bring that up again. Is that up?
Do you have a picture? I have her picture.
See, I can kind of tell by looking at people, I kind of got that knack, I can kind of just like, smell the evil on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have her picture, but there's his. So that
might be the brother. That could be the brother or sister. I don't know anymore, of the mayor of Chicago. I mean, they kind of have some similar features.
Ooh, wow.
See that?
Yeah.
There's a little bit going on
like
there.
Beetlejuice.
They could have come out of the same, clone material, farm at the time. Yeah. I mean, I can see where they use the same Play-Doh.
Pod.
Right, when they made them. I can kind of see that, had a little left over. So, hey, let's make the mayor of Chicago, throw that in there, and all right, roll her out. Oh man, I better watch it. The heat's getting to me.
Delusional over
I'm
there.
getting a little crazy. You know what? Gone are the good old days when you had the mafia running the town. You know, when things kind of had some order. You know, now it's just out of control.
When it
you know?
at least made sense.
Yeah, I mean, there was some structure. You know, and there were some rules to follow, but you know, man, it's a mess.
It is a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess.
That's why I don't live there. But you know, hopefully, beautiful things there. I mean, you know, you got a beautiful lakeshore, you have beaches, and you got to pick your pockets, I guess, because there's some pockets of not good. I think I saw Philadelphia today is now the new murder capital of the United States. Might have overtaken LA or Chicago at this point.
Wow.
So, man, oh man, I tell you, these inner cities.
Weren't they asking for more police force or?
Well, they got defunded.
Oh.
I don't know. It might have.
I thought they were actually requesting either National Guard or more police force because of that.
Yeah. I saw the other day in Chicago, it was they confiscated, I should say, they took 7,000 guns off the street. I don't know if it's just this year. I think it is just this year so far. They've gotten 7,000 guns off the street. And, you know, that's going to solve the problem. You know, we're getting the guns off the street. You know, Chicago for a long time used to be you couldn't have a gun, even as a citizen. And it got overruled because it's unconstitutional. But you could not even have a gun in your possession in the city of Chicago. But it's just, I mean, again, you know, it's the person behind it, you know, that's the problem, not not the object itself. You know, it's who's using it. And it's just, I don't know. It's getting to the point where it's like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like New York in the 70s, you know, what are you going to do to fix this stuff? Especially when you start getting high inflation and, you know, I don't know, it's a lot like the 70s in a lot of ways, you know, the money starts breaking down and, you know, when the food starts getting hit, which it's starting to get hit as far as inflation, that's the problem right there. I mean, that's when you really have problems in the streets. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad, but
the price of it, but the supply chain,
you can't get it.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Food insecurity now. I've heard that term thrown around. We have food insecurity. You know, we can't. Never heard of such a thing. You know, food insecurity is the new label now, though. You know, you're not secure in food. I'm pretty secure in the food, obviously. You know, I'm not missing any meals. You know, I try to keep up on that at least. But I don't know. It's what do you do about it? You just throw more money at it and give more, you know, handouts so that you can go buy more food and the price of the food goes up. So that money doesn't go as far.
Video of a farmer that had been had to sign for a package, and his land management plan, he had been told to kill his crops off, and he's like, their plan is to starve you guys out this winter. And I guess that makes sense with, you know, Gates buying up all this you know, farmland and stuff. Well, it may not be to actually use it. It may just be to keep you from using it.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's what happens because you get government subsidies to grow, you know, things like corn. You know, they'll pay you money as a farmer, so much per acre to just grow corn. And that's why you see, okay, why are we growing all this corn and these beans? Well, there's subsidies that incentivize that. It's like, you know, farmer welfare kind of thing.
My ex had, they have a family farm, and for years they were paid subsidy to not grow
and that too
commodities, to have like this
it's called manipulating markets,
bird sanctuary kind of crap, and it was to keep prices of the commodities up by not having food grown.
Yeah, and they do that. And like you said, that happens too. It's like, hey, you're going to burn your crop. You're not bringing it to market.
Yeah.
You're going to destroy it. Okay, but why? Because you were bought and paid for.
We saw all that at the beginning of all this crisis.
With potatoes and all the...
When they were dumping the milk.
Yep.
Remember all that?
Yep.
And
all that
causing these shortages and stuff. And so, you know, it's just...
Yeah, because, you know, they're used to a certain supply. Can we get this guy off the screen? I can't.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I just, yeah, it's just like some kind of alien stuff. But it was, not that I want to look at myself. I just want to look at Lisa because, you know, that's
Beetlejuice is not the most attractive thing to look at.
No.
Beetlejuice's cousin. Yeah.
Not at all. No. Beetlejuice. But that's what happened last year because you had this shutdown in restaurants. You know, you got all this supply chain built up with all this food just ready every month. Boom, throw food at it, throw food at it, throw food at it. Then the restaurants shut down. Then it's like, oh, what are we going to do with all this food that normally supplies the restaurants? Slaughtering cattle. I mean, you know, pigs and potatoes. And I mean, I just see piles of these things. And now all of a sudden, we have shortages of everything. Well, you basically shut it all down and incentivize nobody to work, which is going to end at some point, and then we get a real problem.
Did you see Hayden's?
What did he do today?
Well, so several things, which we'll touch on some of them, and I have video, some of it. But when that restaurant owner was asking him, "How do I can't get people to come work?" and he said, "Well, you know, you're just going to have to stop paying them $7 or $8 an hour, and you're going to have to start paying them 15 plus tips to come in and work."
Yeah. I'm just going to print that up in the back like you guys do, you know, and just pay everybody everything we need to do. I mean,
what kind of insanity is that?
No clue.
And that's why, because he's never had a job. He's been in politics for, how long did he say he was in politics? 150 years?
Yeah, 150 years.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, he freed the slaves.
He's been in the Senate. He said when he was on the committee for something 150 years ago.
Yeah, you know. Hey.
He literally said that in a video.
He and Nathan Bedford Forrest were good buddies.
Oh my God. Insanity, complete insanity.
It is insanity. I mean, how can you think that this is legit? I mean, that's what I keep telling myself. I look at this and say, this can't be legit. This is a movie. These people cannot be in charge. They cannot be making decisions. I mean, it's a complete joke. And if they are making decisions, we're done. You better figure out ways to like hit the escape pod and build your own community and figure a way out. It's a clown show. And that's why I think if these election results are, you know, like Arizona and now Pennsylvania, and you know, these other states, if it is proven, which it will be, that it was a complete illegitimate deal, where does that leave us? That leaves us with, well, he didn't get elected, so now what? And I guess that Cliff posed that's the question. Now what? What do we do? And I think we're getting to that point where people will just be like, who cares? Just bring him back. You know what I mean? I mean, you're getting to that point where it's like, who cares? Get rid of him. He lost. Bring the old guy back that won, the other guy, and just move on. I mean, because, you know, there's not that fervor of support anymore, I don't think. Because look at him. There you go.
No, this is insane.
Yeah, it is.
Just for kicks.
Way back 150 years ago when I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee, we spent a lot of time working on. Way back 150 years ago when I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee, we spent.
Yep, 150 years ago when he was the chairman of the Judiciary Committee.
Okay, now if he's being sarcastic, you know, and facetious, you know, and self-deprecating, that should come across. He didn't miss a beat. He didn't miss a beat. I mean, he just went right with it.
I don't think he's capable of that.
You know what makes a great movie?
Great
actors.
Yeah.
I don't know. Makes you wonder. It really does. I can't. I just This is the best and the brightest that we have to offer. You know, rough. It's a rough deal.
Oh, there's some more. I have so many.
I know. There's so much, and then you know what about the vampire statement that he made to the press?
Oh yeah, I
retweeted. Okay, get that. Pull that one.
I get that one, but I have this other one's really fun. Okay,
cue the tape.
Wait. This one's really fun too. Okay, so I love Il Donaldo Trumpo because it's Donald Trump.
It's so funny.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
Hold on. So here's Sleepy. Picking his nose while he's walking up to the. Every time I hear that, I wonder when he's coming.
What does that mean?
I am
when he's coming back. I
when
mean, you know what?
he's
When the
coming,
real president shows
when the
up,
real
I mean,
president's showing up.
what is he talking about?
That's what he's talking about. I
Oh my
can't take
goodness.
it. Okay, all right. I'll go get one of the do you want me to
All
get
right.
both? I can
Get
get
'em.
one of them really quick.
Get them both. I'm going to get a refill.
Okay.
So take your time.
Well, you have to be
Well-
talking. We can't both be doing something else.
All right, go ahead. All right. So I guess we're taking a little road trip here pretty soon, according to Light Queen Lisa. She's going to drag me out on the road. We're going to do a happy hour live tour starting at the end of August. And then we're going to do one in August, September, October. I don't know, maybe November. We'll see. But we're going to have some events here in the summer and the fall where we're going to take happy hour on the road. We're going to do it live. So everybody needs to come out where we do it. And we're going to announce all the times and dates, locations, get there, and maybe we'll get you on camera drinking with us. I don't know. We'll do something. It'll be fun. We'll have it at a bar and
lots of giveaway stuff.
Yep. Lots of giveaways. The next day we're going to hold a class for people that, are new to cryptocurrency. We're going to try and, get people in so we can teach them, get them set up on the wallet and, teach them how to go buy crypto and, just, for those people who are kind of out there on the edge. Oh, how do I get into crypto? That's what we want to do, is get people into crypto and have a good time.
This is the second one. So he does it one time during the town thing or the press briefing or something. And then again afterwards, while he's outside, he repeats this. This is the second time he makes this statement, totally out of context. No one's asking him or saying anything about this. And then I have another Il Donaldo Trumpo tweet that applies to this. Il Sharko tweet that applies to this, that I think they're going to disclose some of this stuff to people. So here we go.
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of you? I'm not sure. The Democratic Party is the one that's the president. Are there people in the Democratic Party who are there people in the Republican Party?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids? Is what he said, and they have typed the words. So he made this same statement, and I'll try to find the first one, but it's harder to find, where he's on stage actually saying it, once again completely out of context. And it's what did you just say? That no one was asking you that? And it is the most bizarre. And
Off
Dave,
topic.
Yeah, Dave, that's Jean-Claude's friend, did a tweet, and he was like, are they bringing this up so that, and putting it out there so that if there is some kind of disclosure, they can say that it's some kind of conspiracy or you misworded it, or I'll try to find what he was saying, but I was like, oh my gosh. And then Donaldo Trumpo said, maybe I put it in your tweet. He said, no, we didn't say you were doing that, but how about telling people about the umbilical blood cord that you
use as a straw?
Yeah, or something like that.
Oh,
it's
it's like, where is this coming from? It's either it's either part of a script and being rolled out, and it's part of the awakening process, or it's at a point where they just, are so delusional between, what they're supposed to keep behind the curtain and in front of the curtain, that it's gone. The veil's lifted. I don't know which one it is. You know what I mean? Do they know what's coming, and they know that this is just all part of a show, that they're just playing a role, and that it's all going to get taken care of, in the end? Or is it that they're just so far removed from reality that they just start talking about stuff they shouldn't talk about? I don't know. But either way,
I don't know. I really think
it's not natural.
Yeah, with the stuff, I can't keep up with the chat. I'm trying to post everybody's comments.
Yes, we're coming to Texas, right? At some point.
At some point.
We don't know when,
Yes,
but we're coming to
trying
Texas.
to figure it out. But yes, we will.
Anybody out there from Texas, you know, hey, we're, you know, you never know. You know, we might, you know, hook us up, find a place somewhere good, and you know, do some boots on the ground. We'll show up. Lisa's not that far from Texas. I am, but I'll drive. I don't care. Digibug is going to make a tour.
That's right.
Lisa's like, you're going to drive the Digibug? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
It'll get there.
It'll get there. It's destined. It's on a mission from God.
Speaking of not having to look at things, let's take that down.
Before it turns into a reptilian or something.
No.
Have you seen there's I don't know, there's this one meme out there. It's this picture of these reptiles, you know, with the painting in the background of Mars in the foreground and then Earth in the way background of this picture, and they're all standing around laughing. And then this one guy on Twitter, he puts these comments on it. You know, one is, oh man, we really pricked the F out of these people, and they're laughing.
Oh, no.
You know, and he puts these little tweets on there because it's like this elites, you know, the elite standing around, and it's taken from a picture that is back in the 80s, you know, where you got Reagan and Bush and, you know, all the 80s crowd, James Baker, and they're, you know, they're all laughing at this party like, ah! And then what they did, it's just like this cartoon lizards, you know, in their places laughing. And, you know, he puts these, you know, sayings out there. It's like, what was it the other day when the rocket went up, you know, the phallic rocket that Bezos took.
The dildo.
That's the one. And they put the caption and it said, look, one of them tried to get away. Ah! You know, it's kind of funny.
Public sent me this picture. And he's like, oh my gosh, they tried to copy this. I'll show you guys. Let me see. I have to turn off my.
I really need to get a drink refill.
Go get a drink. All right. And I'm going to show them this.
All right.
The public shared with me. I think I can send it to my computer. My phone's all jacked up because from having to talk to AT&T today and taking my SIM card out and standing on my head to do all this stuff with it. Evil. So it's like, let me see if I can make this pop up. I'll show you guys. This will give you a good laugh. This is a Good Friday giggle thing. Dr. Evil. So public finds the funniest things. So he's like, oh my gosh, they copied Dr. Evil. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is it big enough? So it's like the picture is $1 billion. No,
$1 million. Wait,
no, once $1 billion, Dr. Evil, Jeff Bezos has $1 billion. Has moon base, wants moon base, has penis rocket, wants. Oh wait, they both have a penis rocket. Conclusion: Jeff Bezos is Dr. Evil. So
again, can you make this up? I mean, seriously though, if you looked at that rocket, it's ridiculous. You'd have to have some serious discussions with your design team.
Yes.
I mean, really. I mean, that's like in your face. Well, hopefully not literally, but it's one of those things where it's just, you can't make this up.
But that's where, like, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, the jokes, all the wiener jokes, I'm so tired of. All the boy humor, all the locker room humor with all this movie, you know, remember when the penguin was shuffling sideways and everybody's like, oh, he dumped in his pants, and then Eric Swallow farted on camera. And then,
Will.
Yeah. And then the Great Erection. And then the Suez Canal, and they had the map of the boat, and it drew and like the penis with the. I'm just like, okay, when can this bad locker room humor joke be over?
All right, I agree with you. I do, and it's just, but to me, it's almost like this is how you have to awaken people who have been like dumbed down so far. I mean, and I don't even want to say that dumbed down, but it's almost like been insulated from, you know, the spiritual beings they are so much, you know, with all this inundation of just falsehoods. I mean, that's almost the level you have to hit them at, that real guttural bass,
Show them how stupid
level. It's just to wake them up. And then they start looking at it like, yeah, it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? And then they start thinking, maybe they see these memes and they start, maybe they'll listen to somebody like us and then they'll start like, well, wait a minute, maybe they do make some sense. And, that's how you have to awaken everybody at every level. I mean, we're woke. But there's so many people who need to wake up, and maybe that's the layer of the onion that needs to be peeled off so that, they can keep peeling. I don't know, but it's almost like, okay, at some point, yeah, okay, we're done.
I just don't like bathroom humor. I don't like any of that. Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff. So like, I'm just like, okay, how many times do we have to do that?
How many times you get slapped upside the head with one of those jokes?
I don't want to look at it. But anyway.
But here we go.
But here we go. Here we are. And
fifth grade humor is still funny. Looking at the chat. Idiocracy humor. Yeah, Trineman 922. Yeah, exactly. It's Idiocracy. Lisa, you talk about Idiocracy. That's where we're at. I mean, we're kind of at that point in a lot of ways. Yeah. And it's Ben talked about this before our show, what he was talking about, where we've got this split in civilization. We've got kind of just, people that are over here and then people that are over here. And it's just like, how do we cross that chasm? Maybe we need something to cross that chasm. We're not going to talk about that though. But
we don't need
I don't know how you get to that point. People are going to wake up when they wake up. And, hopefully just by talking about it, that, maybe one person today wakes up and starts doing some research and they're saved. They've saved themselves. Nobody's going to save you except yourself. And that's what it comes down to. So you just, watch this stuff and pretty soon it gets so absurd that it's like, are these people real? Are they for real? And I look at Jeff Bezos, whatever he is afterwards, and he's, the laugh. I mean, everything. It's just like, this guy's like one of the richest guys in the world. I mean, huh?
No,
I don't know. It's
really, he is, but was all handed to him. Exactly. And that's where, like, I don't even want to say his name, but I'm so tired of people giving a crap what Elon says. And that's why when I said F Elon, because one of our friends, Leah Halpern, was asking about it, and I was like, F Elon. And then I was like, ooh,
write that out.
Spells. And then you were like, felon. And I was like, I was just thinking that. Felon. That's probably not a mistake either.
No.
That's probably one of those,
cliff high moments where things are slipping out. Okay. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get to this. I've had some cliff high moments. If you don't know, Cliff High, what he did, he had predictive linguistics. He used computers to basically farm the internet for changes in language, because we spit things out, futuristic things. We were all predictive because we're all connected to the spirit, the source. And I mean, if we just tie back into it, then we can predict the future. We know the future. It's already there. We can see it, but we're so inundated again with all the garbage that we can't connect to, back to where we came from. So he was able to tap into that knowledge, or that sense, by looking at the internet, looking at language and how we say things that are slightly different. It's predicting the future because we say things, just like F Elon. What's that? Put that together. And it's like, oh, okay. You put that out. Yeah. You put that out there, subconsciously.
And I'm not saying he did anything illegal. No. It just makes me feel better because I'm just tired of hearing about him.
Yeah. In the big game though, is he really on the side of good? It doesn't look like it. So, he's just playing a part, to manipulate the markets. So I've had those experiences more and more lately and we all have them. I've just noticed I'm more tuned into it now. Maybe we all tune in at different times. Maybe it's just the universe right now tuning us all in. But I've noticed so much more lately to where I'll think of something, it happens. Think of someone, I end up seeing them. Haven't seen them in years. I mean, and I've started taking notes on it to where it's like I'm just writing the stuff down. Because when it just pops in there for no reason, I just write it down. I'm just writing it down, just see if I can validate that. So I think maybe that's something we can all do to, save ourselves. That's what we're trying to do here is, as you have those moments of intuition and they just pop in there, just write them down on a piece of paper.
I screenshot them and send them to public because I'm like these, especially these promoted tweets. And then I'll sometimes use that gematria calculator. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll mean something. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes I'll get this gut thing where I'm like, that just seems out of place or odd, or you get that gut feeling. And that's what, Uncle Cliff talked about, that being connected to higher self or consciousness or the collective consciousness or God or whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. And learning to listen to yourself. And that's what, when I was working with Soul Rita, she was talking about turning the volume up, and part of that is trusting yourself and learning to recognize when you're hearing that. It's almost like a muscle memory thing where you start, the more you do it, the more you start trusting yourself. And part of it, when I work with SL, she's like, for her, she tells me, to document stuff. And so by documenting it, you're building confidence in yourself. When you go back and when you're right, you're teaching yourself, oh, when I had that feeling, I was right. And so you're teaching yourself what that felt like, and you're training yourself when you were right with your intuition. And it's just like that whole muscle memory, training yourself, all that. Anyway, it's been really a wild kind of ride. So
and I think it is accelerating. Ann Holloman, I don't know if I said your name right, Ann, but it is so true. It's happening fast. It's coming quickly. Daddy-O, you made a comment there.
We're all capable of it.
Yeah, we're all capable of it. What did you say, Daddy-O? I wanted to... No coincidences. Yeah, I say that all the time. No coincidences. There are no coincidences. So don't think that there are. Yeah, there's a reason why you see something. There's a reason why it pops into your head. Okay, here's an example. It was Monday. When was it? Monday or Tuesday of this week. I'm coming home. I had to go pick up the Digibug. I got front brakes put on it, and then I didn't want to do the job. Anyway, I got it done. Ready to go on the road. Okay, so wife takes me there, drops me off. I drive it home. I'm in front of her. I get to the green arrow, it goes left, and, it starts turning yellow. It's like, I got this. So I take off. And I'm like, why did I do that? Now she's behind her stuck. We didn't stay together, idiot. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what a moron. So I drive up and I'm like, all right, I got to pull over on the side road and wait, and then I'll pull out. Okay. So I do. And I pull over on the side road. So I go right on this country road. And then, I do like a little U-turn to where I'm going to get there, and then wait on the main road. So as I turn, I sense something because I got the window down because there's no air conditioning. And I sense there's something there. And, I'm just going real slow, just doing a U-turn. And I look over and there's this dude on a bike. And then he runs into the Digibug. And then he wipes out on the side of the road. And I'm like, oh, shoot. So I get out. I'm like, you all right, man? And, he's probably 65 or something.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and so he's fine. He's not scratched up. And he starts telling me a story about, oh, man, this one time I really road rashed. My wife didn't like me riding the bike anyway on these country roads. And I said, here, let's take you home. My wife stops. And she's like, oh, my God, what happened? Okay, so we're all
now there. He's going to get in trouble with the wife.
Nope, not the story.
Okay.
All right, so we're like, hey, let's take you home. And you throw it in the back of here. She says, no, I'm going to call my wife, and she's home. She'll come get you. I said, are you sure, man? He's like, yep. And we get home. And my wife says, first thought I had, here's the thing that upsets me about her, but she's got her own path. She's very intuitive. She knows all this stuff. I mean, she's highly psychic. And anyway, there's a lot of stories I could tell. But she says, the first thing I thought when I pulled in there, when I pulled in, the first thing I thought is, thank God you got in that accident, because he was going to get hit and he was going to get killed. I mean, that's what she told me. I'm just like, okay, all right, whatever. She said, your spirit guides, your angels came together and made that happen, because he was going to go down that road and he was going to get hit and killed.
Wow.
And that was the first thing that came into her head. And it's just then I start thinking back, and I'm like, why didn't I just wait at the green arrow?
But that's why.
And then why didn't I not stop at the first road?
Or feels like a mistake.
Not a mistake.
It was still on purpose. Yeah,
right. I don't know if that's the way it would have turned out, but in her, she knew, though. She had that knowing. Yeah. She knew that that's what was going to happen. That was her first instinct when she saw that. Wow. She's just like, thank God this happened right now, because down the road, I know what was going to happen. And I almost took the road before that. And I'm like, no, for some reason I didn't turn down. Okay, I'm going to go to this one and turn around. And there are no coincidences. I mean, there really aren't. I don't know if that would have happened, but he didn't get hurt. He was fine. The tire got bent up a little bit, and get that taken care of. But it's just, you don't know. You just don't know. But if you're connected, and I mean, like some people are, and they just right away they know why things happen. So little story.
Wild. That's wild. Well, I think it's Jenny's birthday, but Ronnie said happy birthday to her, but then we haven't. I don't know if Jenny popped in and said hi and then left.
Well, call her. We have her number.
I don't have Jenny's number.
867-5309. No. I mean, that's
You're
a lame, that's
so
a lame
bad. All right. So Jenny, if it's your birthday, we love you. Happy birthday. I'll send her an email. I do have her email.
No, there are no coincidences. And I believe that 100%, so where we end up on this road tour, whoever shows up to see this craziness, this madness that we call happy hour on a Friday, it's for a reason, and if you have any doubts whether or not you should go, you should go. If you're, I got so many experiences like this at these meetups to where people say, I almost didn't go. This person didn't want me to go, but I came and I'm so glad I came. Oh my gosh,
And at the same time, there's been times where like I really wanted to go to something and then I couldn't go.
Same here.
And then it ended up being a good thing that I wasn't there for whatever reason that was too. So it kind of goes both ways.
You got to listen to yourself.
Yeah. So the only dates that we're absolutely sure about so far is August 27th and 28th, somewhere in Kansas City, working on the location. And then Johnny's pretty sure about the restaurant in Jersey, September 24th and 25th. And we're going to work on a page on Westwood's website that we will, so it's clintwestwood.net. That will have all the information on.
It'll be a big link that just says happy hour meetups or happy hour road show or happy hour on the road tour. I don't know. You'll see it.
It'll be obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll have the date and locations. And then we're going to have prizes for people that bring newbies. So like whoever brings the most newbies to the event to sign up, or if you bring a newbie, you're going to get something. I don't know, even if it's I'll buy you a beer or something, because we want new people to sign up for the crypto class the next day. So we're
teaching a class
for that. Yeah, on Saturday, not on Friday. On Friday, it's just drinking and hanging out with our friends and talking crypto and having we're going to be streaming the happy hour live from the event. And then Saturday is the Crypto 101 that mostly Westwood is teaching. I'm just there for moral support and sharpening pencils. So.
All right. I got I got some interactive things I'm going to have you doing. So it's going to be a good time.
Okay. It'll be good.
You're going to be able to take home, some souvenirs if you're lucky.
Perfect.
Yeah. You know what we should do? I love that picture that you have on the happy hour right now that we took in Phoenix.
Yeah.
The head one. What we should do is just get like pictures made up, and then we could like sign them, and then people could make a donation and they could like take it home with them, to help fund what we're doing.
That's cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
Otherwise, we may be sleeping in the digibug. We're going to figure it out. Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll figure it out.
We'll make it. I'll be there. I don't care. I'm going to make it happen. I love getting out and just being around people who, are drawn to this space. And that's really what it is. So it's that energy that I love. And it's just, if I could find a way.
We are going to get sponsors too. I'm putting together a sponsorship package, and I'm going to be hitting up several wallets and some coins and some different projects that I think would be good partners for us. So I'm going to do that. And Polly says, what's the cost of the classes? So right now I'm kind of on the fence. If I am able to get enough price? If I'm able, you guys put in the subject. We're thinking like a 2-hour class where, go ahead, Wes, would you tell them kind of what the core of the class, what kind of information, like when somebody comes to the class, what are they going to walk away knowing? They're completely new. They know nothing about cryptocurrency other than their friend drug them there and keeps talking about this cryptocurrency stuff. Right.
And that's really it. It's these people that, are not, they've heard about crypto, and I've got a lot of friends that are like this. I got a lot of older people that dad knows are like this, and they got money and they want to get invested in something else because they see how, the road is going, but they don't know how. They have no clue. They've heard about it. They just don't know what to do. I mean, because they don't want to be throwing money away, you know, so they want somebody they can trust to guide them along. And so that's what this class is geared to. It's to, hey, very basics of just the language. Hey, what's cryptocurrency? You know, what's FOMO, you know, and that stuff, you know, but really it's just, what is cryptocurrency? What is money? How do I get into this new money? How do, you know, you've got a phone. Okay, cool. This is how you're going to get into it. So by the end of the class, they'll be able to walk away with a wallet, feel confident that they know where to go to get more crypto if they want to, and have a good feel for just a grounding, you know, because, you know, it's not something you learn overnight or in a 2-hour class, but it's enough that, sprinkled in with a little bit of humor, that makes it entertaining so you don't fall asleep like you were in class at school. But it gives them the opportunity to walk away and say, you know what, I'm glad I came. I mean, you know, I feel good that I'm in this, and I know where to go for the next step if I want to get more of this cryptocurrency. And that's really what it is, because there's a vast need out there right now for, I mean, you know, as hyperinflation sets in, it's, okay, what do we do to protect ourselves? How do we get out of this or find like some escape hatch? And so that's really what we want to do, is to teach people, you know, in a quick, condensed way that's not boring, that's entertaining, that is also very, you know, knowledge based, as to where they, you know, you can walk away with your phone and feel confident that you know what you're doing. And if you don't, definitely. You reach out some more, you know, and we'll,
yeah, we're going to go over just some basic vocabulary like Tom's talking about. We're actually going to have them download a wallet, which that's one of the things I'm hoping to get a sponsor, that we can get a wallet to sponsor us, be one of the sponsors. And so that way we say, well, we're going to have them download your wallet. So that would be appealing to one of the wallets. And then we're going to have them practice sending coin. Yep. And we're going to show them how they can actually physically buy cryptocurrency on different platforms. We're going to tell them about ATMs, over the counter, online options, as well as exchanges. So all the different ways you can buy cryptocurrency. So we'll kind of cover the gamut. So they're not, and then after we're done, we're also hoping to leave them with a couple different options of continuing ed, that they can then continue their own education afterwards. So it's absolutely. A 2-hour, very concise vocabulary and actual hands-on. So they walk away with a wallet and knowing how they can actually purchase crypto by themselves.
And that's it. You know, you get hands-on, not in a Biden way, but you get hands-on teaching,
no sniffing,
from Litecoin Lisa and Clint Westwood, you know, to where it's like, you know, we will help you, you know, feel good about this and understand what you're doing. So you don't, you know, because it's daunting. It really is, getting into cryptocurrency. It's like, you've got people with retirement funds and they're like, I don't, you know, I don't know if I want to keep it in the system. You know, I'm kind of worried. Okay, well, let's learn about this and see if this is something that you want to, you know, an outlet that you can use, you know, or to do. I think it is, but you know what? You've got to make that decision on your own. And we want to be able to help people make that decision confidently on their own. And so what's the cost of that for 2 hours? I mean, you get this beautiful lady. I'm just there, you know, teaching. I mean, she's there to see who she is. She's worth the price of admission.
Oh, you're very sweet. I just thought of another sponsorship opportunity and another resource for people. And that's, I'm going to hit up Will and Gus and see if they would be interested, because I think that would be another really great resource to tell people, like, not get deep into how it all works, but getting that connection.
Right. If that's an option for them.
I mean, people can hit up in my description. There's a link where you can take, especially with the health situation we have going on right now, if you wanted to take some of your 401k and have your own self-directed, I think it's your IRA or your 401k. I don't know. You can talk to Will and Gus. There's some things you can do right now and put it into crypto and get it out of this dying market and have control of your own assets. So you can do things like that. They might want to be a part of what we're doing too. So I'm going to hit them.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because they are great guys. And I mean, essentially that's what it is. I mean, you've got this money that you stored up, this energy in this old system in a 401k or in this government sanctioned entity that you're not the custodian. I mean, you've got to go and, you know, fill out a request and say, hey, I want to take some money out. Is that okay? And then, oh, are you sure you want to do that? You know, and that's the kind of stuff you get. Well, they give you an opportunity to be the custodian of your assets. You're the custodian. You can control the assets within that framework. So, I mean, that's, you know, if you've got something in your possession and you can hold it, and you have control over it. That's what I'm all about. If you got your hands on it, and, you know, that's the key. That's why I love crypto, because you control it. And so that's really the lesson here. The old system, all these guardians of the BS, you know, look at them. I mean, you're watching them with all the clips that, you know, Lisa put out there. I mean, these people, you going to trust them with your money? You're going to trust them with your energy that you stored up, that you want to use for retirement, that you want to use for your children, you know, and pass along? I don't. So, you know, we're just trying to figure out options, you know, to get out of that system and build a new way.
Oh, Change Angel too.
And Change Angel's great too.
Swaps, and Change Angel's
exactly.
a great
and see,
company.
I know. And see, we're going to talk about all that
with
stuff in the
them,
classes. We're going to explain how, okay, it's like, you know, there are people, I'll get some theta. Well, how do I get theta? I can't go to Coinbase and get theta. I can't go to this exchange and get theta. How do I get theta? We're going to teach you how to get theta. Okay, you're going to have to do this, and then you'll do this, and then you'll have theta, and you'll have all these other coins that you can get. So it's a stepping stone process. But, you know, what we're going to teach them to do is give them an overview, everybody who comes, so that they understand, okay, I get it. I understand it, big picture now. Okay, and if you want to go further, you know, then that opportunity is there too. But these classes are more, you'll feel good leaving it. I mean, if you don't, I'll be very shocked, because it'll be good. I'm a former teacher. I'm still certified to teach. I'm certifiable, and I am certified. But it's, I mean, you know, it'll be a good class. It really will.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And I can't wait to see everybody. There's just a whole energy. If you guys haven't been to a meetup, I mean, when we get together, typically the market spikes for some reason.
Because it's just that high energy. It's just everybody coming together, and we just, you know, it's just that's how we change things, you know, the energy. Yeah.
And then the ideas that we come away with. This last time, there was a whole, when we were all at Westwoods this last time, we were all talking about security, and Finky's has like way too much knowledge about all of that.
Very smart.
And yeah, he's super, super smart. Speaking of which, if you guys join Patreon, my Patreon, that's a way you can help support this trip.
Yes.
That's the money that we're using for the base. We're trying to get sponsorships for it to keep it going, and make it profitable, keep it going, and and be able to do the classes for free. That's the goal. But this month, if you are in July, if you're a Patreon, then you are going to be entered, or patron. Mom gets mad when I say Patreon.
A patron of the arts.
The platform is called Patreon, but you are a patron of mine, and I appreciate you. You will be entered to win this Digibyte poker chip, and it's a zinc. It's not silver, but it's a zinc Digibyte.
It's a cool coin. It's really cool.
that
he made both of those.
Paid for, created, and provided to support the channel. So just have to.
And we need to get one of those pictures autographed by Lisa and Clint Westwood, you know, for what you see here when you come. Get one of those and throw that in. I'd love that picture.
Okay, that can be for next month. We'll do that for next month.
All right, Lisa's got it under control. See,
I'll do, because I need something every month that we can give away to encourage people to join and become a patron of my Patreon channel.
A patron, you know, and this goes back, a patron, you know, think about that word. What is that? Go back to, you know, way back.
Happy birthday, Jenny.
Happy birthday,
Sorry.
Jenny.
It's her birthday tomorrow.
That's awesome. Tomorrow? Okay, the 24th, 7/24. You know, last year at this time is when we had the first Westwood. I think it was 7/23, 4, and 5.
I cannot believe that was the first one.
The Genesis. It's on my shirt. I should look.
The digital corn.
24th. Yeah, 24th. That was the day. Wow. So anyway, patron. If you're a patron of the arts, and you look back, you know, because a lot of times you hear about the starving artists. You know, if you look back at Michelangelo and Leonardo and, you know, all these artists, not Ninja Turtles, but all these artists, you know, back in the day, there were rich people that funded them to do these projects because they saw the
So
talent.
were they the Hunter Bidens of their time? Were they
Well, they actually had quality
the
material.
Elon and the Zuckerbergs of their time?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, you know, because they had the wealth of the time, the de Medici family, and, you know, all the, you know, the families.
Because there were probably many amazing artists, but they
Sure,
were the ones that got the big bucks for
they
their art.
handpicked certain ones. Yeah, exactly. It's just like now there are many amazing
Just pisses
artists,
me off.
many amazing people putting out great content, but they don't get recognized. But the ones that do get recognized are the people who have the money, you know, and they throw it at them and they say, here, paint this on the Sistine Chapel. Oh, it's immortal. You know, here it is. Not that he's not a great artist, but it's like, you get the point. So if you're a patron of the arts, you know, you would donate money to support those people. And to bring it back home, if you like what Lisa's creating, if you like what I'm doing, I mean, support Lisa, be a patron of the art that she puts out, you know, and the content that she puts out. It's $5 to support her. You can give more if you want. I mean, come to these events. And I mean,
and Ronnie's saying I should do what Jean-Claude does. He's got people donating, I guess, sending him artwork.
That's cool.
And then he auctions them off, and then whoever gets the highest, which I'm happy to do that if people want to. I don't know that we have artists sending me stuff, but I would be happy to do that. I guess
any like donation, donate your time, your energy.
Make a donation. I do have a PO box that you could send it to that would be helpful. So any of that to help with the events, that would be great, because ultimately, like, we would love to be able to do the classes for free and then be able to go to the meetups. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it by sponsorship and hit up these companies. So if you guys can come up with something like that, my email to get in contact with me is litecoinlisa2@gmail.com, and I can send you my PO box, and we can kind of talk about what the artwork is, and if that's something that you want to donate, what that looks like for you. But I appreciate that suggestion. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
the community is what helps,
that's the key,
you know?
because we don't have all the answers. We don't have all the ideas. You know, it's just, I don't know. You know, it's a new space for me. And somebody in the chat had said you should make an NFT for happy hour, you know, for the happy hour tour. I can't remember.
I thought about that with the picture of us that you were talking about that we should sign. And I was talking about, we were actually texting about this, and I was like, oh, we'll get Soul to do it. And then, but I don't know that. So a lot of the people that come to our happy hour, I don't know that they can. Oh no, Westwood just left me. I do not know. Ronnie says, we'll hook you up. So I don't know where Westwood went, but a lot of the people that come, I don't know that they would know how to do an NFT or if that would work. But I mean, I thought about that. I thought that might be a great idea, is that we, you know, have the NFT of like the happy hour tour, or we have like, we take a picture with everybody that came to the event and make, like maybe we take a picture at the event and make that an NFT, and then like everybody at the event could buy the NFT. And maybe we can do a little class on how to do that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunity here that we could do something like that. We just have to figure all those pieces out. So
there is. I don't know what's going on with that phone. It did it 3 weeks in a row.
That's
now.
okay.
I think it just died.
Did you hear what I just said about maybe we take a picture at each event and make that an NFT, and then everybody that's there can purchase that NFT, where they have like a picture of us all together at the event.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And that helps sponsor, and that way, even if you're not there, you could be part of the event by owning the NFT and help promote the or help pay for the class.
Right. Because it doesn't take much. I mean, it's just a little bit from everybody in the community. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the barn raising. I got a piece of
Because
ice
we
in my
really
mouth.
just need to,
Rude.
like, pay for our gas, pay for the
Just
hotel,
exactly.
make sure
Just
we
get
can
there
get there and have our
we
time.
because we did this in 2019, like all freaking year. And I mean, you know, we're paying for everything, and I'm
Yeah.
good as long as I can pay for it. I mean, if the crypto markets are mooning,
Yeah.
awesome. You know, that's
Yeah.
great because I love doing it. I love interacting with people. It's just that it ain't cheap. I mean, you know, it's just a lot of time and a lot of money, and it's just I wish I could
think
do
it
it
could
full
be
time.
really good.
I
Yeah.
think so, and because I love seeing everybody. I mean, I just do. And anybody that's gone to these meetups, it's like, yeah, love being around all of you. Just do.
I think it'll be a great opportunity. I'm excited about it. And I think it's something that everybody can be a part of it. And it's also like not just the other thing, I don't want it to be like a, poor me kind of thing at all. This is like, we're excited to do this and we're going to do it no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
So if you guys want to be a part of it, that's great. I think Ronnie's got a great idea that people, if they can create something and we can do some donation, I'm going to try to get sponsorships. We're going to try to make this thing go. And it may be something that we, if it gets a life of its own and we can perpetuate it and we can go to more cities, and I'd love to go. Jenny Alicia lives in Jekyll Island. I think it'd be awesome if this thing creates a life of its own and we end up Christmas or New Year's at Jekyll Island having a big crypto party, telling the Fed, F you. We choose sovereignty.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. It would be. I mean, because, that goes full circle. That goes all the way back to the 1912, 1913 thing. When they had this meeting and they engineered the failure of our money, our energy, and took us off a gold standard, created a bank that wasn't federal, a private bank that issues the money so that our government, we fought a war for and created a constitution, a rule book. They don't follow that rule book. They handed it over. And Woodrow Wilson, after the fact, said that was probably the worst thing I ever did. And I'm paraphrasing because he signed off on the Federal Reserve. I mean, you had Andrew Jackson, you go back, fighting the central bank, and they wanted to kill him. They tried to kill him. And you know what? That guy, what you like about him or not doesn't matter because, he didn't like certain people. But the thing is, he loved America and he loved the idea of it, and he fought the central bank. And he understood what real sound money is. And that's where we're at. And to take that full circle, that's wonderful. And speaking of money and silver and, those things that matter, I see the Economic Ninjas in the chat. He's having an event, I think, in August, kind of when we're thinking about the Kansas City event at the end of August. He's having like a meetup in, I think, the Dallas area. And that's a pretty cool deal. I mean, if you don't watch him because, he's on top of what's happening. The Economic Ninja, yeah.
Says he's going to Jekyll Island in October.
Oh, really?
For a meetup.
Look at the
That's
chat.
That's kind of exciting.
Oh, really? Oh, G. Edward Griffin's going to be there. Okay.
And then
that might be that could be a good deal. I mean, we might look into that because
maybe we can have him join us on
the happy hour
sometime and talk to him about it.
No, he's very knowledgeable. I mean, he's got a lot of daily updates. I mean, watch that stuff. I mean, he's talking about coffee going up in price now because it's going to. I mean,
so
we've got
speaking of prices, Duncan Voss has a question for you, Westwood. When do you think inflation is going to hit crypto prices like it has lumber, used cars, etc.?
That's a tough one just from the standpoint of, a lot of those are supply chain issues, I think, because things have kind of broken down in different areas. And, so you got the costs going up, shortage of labor, or shortage of the factories producing things. The latest thing is don't have enough foam for couches and mattresses because of, and we saw this coming back when Texas shut down. Yeah, exactly. When Texas shut down, well, all those petrochemical type plants, back in February when they got shut down because of the storm, because, whatever, they couldn't
because the pipeline got turned off, because they just had another explosion in Kansas because the pipeline exploded in Kansas.
the fact is those shortages are rolling through the system, and it's costing each and every one of us. And coffee's next. I mean, that's what the ninja says. Completely, because you got freezing, plants, in South America. The coffee plants are freezing. Yeah, exactly.
I guess whether it's manufactured or not, it's still happening.
It's happening. It's happening. So the question is, are we going to see inflation in cryptocurrencies? That's tough, because the inflation that we're seeing right now, I see as, the pure definition of inflation is you're printing more money. Okay. And that filters out the things and pushes malinvestment, house prices of, those kind of things. And it goes into different sectors. Cryptocurrency is a new form of money. So you're almost basing it on the dollar still. Okay. When are we going to see the dollar price increase in cryptocurrency? I mean, that's kind of the question, right? Because that's how we value it, because, we're on a dollar standard. I look at it as, how much cryptocurrency can you own? I mean, how many more can you acquire? Because at some point, everybody's going to need it, because that's the real money. That's the real money going forward. And I'm going to take it right back to Litecoin, because that's what I always do. There's only so much to go around. That is in Bitcoin the same way. There's only so much to go around. It's built into the code. You can't make any more than what is already pre-allocated, in the whole system. So the more you get now, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can afford to get, I say get, because it's all going to change. And then if you look at Dick Allgaier, the remote viewer, he had a video out today that, that he talked to his psychic that he believes, in 100%, and she tells him things that, you can't make up. She says, October, 7 times gains, what you've got, Dick. 7 times between now and October. I've always said September, October is the time frame.
Yeah.
When
October 21st is my birthday, and I had a weird Anarchapulco moment. Not this last February before, but that we're like, financially, October is that's my gut.
I honestly think that's it, because, you look at when these systems start to fall apart throughout history, it's always September, October. Everybody's busy in the sun. See, all this stuff's rigged. That's what you got to look at. It's all on a timeline. There's no coincidence that, Elon and Jack, they came out for their little interview, blah, 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 crypto pumps. See, they know when these markets are going to go up and down, and they know what the emotion is, because it's all an emotional market. It's all based on us. And so they just play into that. And they roll out the characters at the right time to make sure that it goes down, to make sure that it goes up, because they're throwing money into it. They know what the new system is. And the key is not getting scared out of it, and realize, just be 100% laser-eyed, just diamond-handed, and realize that you've got sound money for the digital age in your hand. If you hold Bitcoin, if you hold Litecoin, you've got the new money in your hand. They want to take it from you. Don't let them scare you out of it. Oh my God, Litecoin was $415. Now it's $115. Oh, I've lost all the... No, you didn't. You still own it.
You didn't lose anything.
Sell it,
just stop even thinking about
your future.
Yeah.
You sold your future down the river. Don't.
Yeah. Change your perspective about what your value is. Yeah.
Exactly.
And where your value lies. Yeah. Well, I think that's a great point is changing your perspective about how you value and when we talk about, they want to call it the Great Reset, what do we call it? And I think that's,
I call it the Great Awakening. That's
the Great
where we're
Awakening. At. Exactly. If there is this divide of realities of like the old system and the new system, how do you, and I think a lot of that is how you value your wealth or your assets, whether that's your time, resources, whatever. I'm not counting mine in USD.
No.
I'm not counting mine in how many dollars can I go cash this out in.
No.
Because I don't want US dollars.
No. And at some point, are you even going to be able to buy anything with it? It'll be around for a long time, but what power is it really going to have? The power, listen, money is energy. That's all it is. It's a store of your energy, the energy you put out into the universe. You need to have a solid store of money that you can hold, can't be manipulated, can't be controlled, can't be devalued. So cryptocurrency, and gold and silver too, same things. I mean, they store your value to where, you know, it's hard to take that away from you. They have to physically take that away from you. You know, might makes right scenario. You know, we're at a point in society where people aren't going to fight those battles for big government anymore. You know, they're just not going to. And so now it's all a deception game. It's an info war. That's all it is. Like Alex Jones said, that's all it is. It's all an illusion. So you got to break out of the illusion and realize, you know what? I'm going to take possession of my stuff. I'm going to own my money. I want to hold my money, whatever that may be, but it's got to be sound money. It could be sound money in the old system, gold and silver, you know, it has uses, you know, industrially, but you know, the digital money that is to come. Yeah, exactly. Medicines, solves a lot of problems, but going forward, everything is digital. You've got to have sound digital money. So you look at all these cryptocurrencies and you got to focus on the ones that are sound, limited supply. You can hold in your own possessions that always work. Litecoin has never failed to work. Ever. There's a limited supply. That's why I love it. I like Digimon too.
Yeah. And we know that, well, we'll just keep going. So we need to wrap this up. But you guys, thanks so much for being just the amazing fam that we have in the chat. I need to jump over to pilled.net and release the Kraken, release the lottery.
Release it.
Thanks so much. And so funny. Red Pillkin says Rothschild, big buy into Bitcoin. Yeah, they know what's up. Guys,
it's the only way out.
The criminals use the same tools the good guys use. Absolutely. Tools are used by everyone. Lisa needs a refill. Oh, I lost myself. Okay, I'm back over here. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for the new people that jumped in the chat. I'm excited to meet you guys, and I'm grateful for everybody that joined us. Please give us a like, share this video, and we're excited to meet you guys all on our happy hour road tour. We'll be posting more information on Clint's website, so check out that information in the description below, and see you guys next week on the new normal. Love you. Take care.
Love y'all. Have a great weekend.
To love one another.
And trust yourself.
Absolutely.